Acting Secretary of Education, Dr. Carrie Rowe. She's a visionary leader in public education. Dr. Carrie Rowe brings 25 years of public education experience to her role as Acting Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Education. In this role, she provides guidance, support, and oversight to partners in the pre-K field of topics ranging in structure, literacy, educational stability, workforce needs, teacher recruitment and retention, and student mental health and well-being. Dr. Rowe for policy and programs that provides college and career pathways for every student, especially those that include access to expansive dual credit opportunities, high-intensity summer learning, and multilingual programs. Before taking a position with the Pennsylvania Department of Education, Dr. Rowe served as a superintendent of schools in the western region of the state, both as the former superintendent and now as the acting secretary. Her career has focused on ensuring fairness and justice, resource allocations, and eliminating institutional barriers to access and opportunity. So, further ado, if you guys can put your hands together as we welcome the Acting Secretary of Education, Dr. Carrie Rowe.
Thank you for that, and good morning. What a moment for Harrisburg City Schools, for public education in general, and for the future of all of our learners. I'm proud to announce that effective June 17th, the Shapiro administration is officially ending the receivership of the Harrisburg City School District. This is a historic milestone. Harrisburg is the first ever district in Pennsylvania from receivership. And that does deserve celebration, not just for what it means today, but what it means and what it promises for tomorrow. Over the past decade or so, this district has done in regaining financial solvency, in restoring trust, and in rebuilding stability for over 6,400 of its learners. What once felt impossible has become a model for what is possible in this process when collaboration and dedication meet each other. At the Department of Education, we believe that every learner, regardless of their zip code, regardless of their background, deserves a stable and strong school to grow in. And we were here to support Harrisburg in their journey. In Harrisburg's case, that meant stepping in when they needed assistance, and now it means stepping back because the district is strong and able to stand on its own. And this achievement, of course, wasn't the result of any one person's actions, it was the work of many. So in that vein, I'd like to recognize a few individuals who played a part in this. First, I want to recognize Dr. Gina Colorasi, who has led our efforts at the Pennsylvania Department of Education. Thank you, Gina. The PDE team and our partners at PFM. Also, receiver Dr. Lori Susky and Chief Recovery Officer Yvonne Hollins. Superintendent Dr. Benjamin Henry. School Board President Rosalind Copeland and her fellow board members. And of course, Senator Patty Kim, Representative Dave Madsen, and Representative Nate Davidson. Your leadership, your commitment, and your belief in this school community is what made this possible. You've shown what public service at its best can do, to create real change for real people. We at PDE are honored to have been part of this journey, and we're not going anywhere. We look forward to continuing to work together side by side for years to come. Now, it's my pleasure to share the podium with someone who's helped to steer this transformation with vision and with care, Receiver Dr. Lori Susky.
Good morning. Before I begin my remarks, I'd like to introduce the local and state officials who have joined us today to celebrate this wonderful news. Welcome to the Honorable Wanda R.D. Williams, Mayor of the City of Harrisburg. Dan Robinson, representing the Dauphin County Commissioners. Teresa Dennis, Director of Public Engagement, representing the Office of the Governor. Senator Patty Kim, and Representative Dave Mattson. Acting Secretary Rowe, thank you for this amazing news. The Harrisburg City School District does not take lightly the decision you have made to officially exit the district from receivership after 6 years. Today is a celebration for the Harrisburg City School District Board of School Directors, seated here, and the administration, seated in the back of the room, but most of all for the Harrisburg community. The return to local control after 6 years of receivership marks an incredible achievement for the district and the end of financial recovery, a designation the district has held since Act 141 of the Financial Recovery Law first went into effect. The official end of receivership at 11:59 p.m. on June 17, 2025, the elected school board will resume local control on June 18th and without a receiver on June 24th. They will assume full responsibility for the governance of the district, approving the budget, setting the tax millage rates, adopting policies, approving curriculum, approving contracts and agreements, hiring and/or terminating employees, negotiating collective bargaining agreements, and evaluating the superintendent and assistant superintendent. Except for the tax levy, all these responsibilities over the last 6 years were handled by the court-appointed receiver. Over the last years, this board has participated in numerous trainings provided by the Pennsylvania School Boards Association and our district solicitor, Jeff Saltanik, who is also with us today. The board now understands their role is to govern and not to manage day-to-day operations of the district. The groundwork has been laid for this to be a new day for the Harrisburg City School District Board of School Directors, one of professionalism, respect, collaboration, and trust. As the first school district in the Commonwealth to exit receivership, some may question, how is this possible? An accomplishment of this magnitude would not be possible without the perseverance of so many people, too numerous to mention by name. However, I do believe it is important to recognize that there were two distinctive phases on this journey to exit, and it's important to credit both phases. The first was led by former court-appointed receiver, Dr. Janet C. Samuels, and we are thrilled to have her with us today. Dr. Samuels, could you stand? Thank you, Dr. Samuels, for the heavy lift of writing the 2021 recovery plan and making sweeping changes to the central office administration. These were monumental tasks that took courage and tenacity, but paved the way for future success. You set the stage for the execution of the amended recovery plan that took effect in 2021, 2/3 of the way through the initial 3-year cycle of receivership. Upon your departure in January 2022, recognizing that the plan implementation had just begun, PDE petitioned the Dauphin County Court of Common Pleas to extend receivership for an additional 3 years. A hallmark of the second phase of receivership was the hiring of highly qualified administrators who were able to implement the amended recovery plan with remarkable success at the cabinet level. And I would like to introduce these folks by name, if you would please stand and be recognized. Dr. Benjamin Henry, Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Marcia Stokes, Chief Financial Officer and former Acting Superintendent. Dr. Marisol Craig, Assistant Superintendent. John Reedy, Chief Operations Administrator. Crystal Palmer, Director of Special Education. Marlena Lang, Director of Human Resources. Dr. Christy Thompson, Chief Accountability Officer. And our newest member of the team, Kelly Folks, Chief Officer. Under each of these leaders' direction are several administrators and support staff who have also contributed to the implementation of the amended recovery plan, but I won't name them all for fear of inadvertently missing someone. During the second three-year cycle of receivership, the district was able to monitor plan implementation through the efforts of former Chief Recovery Officer Dr. Travis Waters during the 22-23 and 23-24 school years. Dr. Waters is with us. Would you please stand? Thank you, Dr. Waters. And our current Chief Recovery Officer, Mrs. Yvonne Hollins, during the 24-25 school year. Thank you, Mrs. Hollins, for your dedicated service to the district. Another strong support system in place is our Act 141 Advisory Committee that was formed 6 years ago and continues to meet monthly to provide guidance and input to the receiver and CRO on the amended recovery plan. Many of the original members of the committee are still actively involved today. Would the members of the Act 141 team who are here please rise? I know we have a few that are here today. Thank you. As you can see, the recovery work is a true team effort, and those who have contributed, both past and present, are commended for their contributions. This is a time to celebrate the incredible growth that has occurred financially and operationally. While the exit from receivership does not mean that everything is perfect, it does mean that the district has made sufficient progress and no longer meets the criteria to be considered a district in financial recovery. With sustained local effort, the district can balance its baseline projections over the next 5 years. Yet, considering that 51% of the district property in the city of Harrisburg is tax exempt, the district will continue to rely heavily upon state revenue and needs every dollar that it can get, especially with over $30 million of the district's budget supporting charter schools. The district still has areas of systemic improvement that are in progress, especially in the areas of academic achievement. And under new leadership, we are confident that we will soon see results in that area. The effectiveness of the district moving forward will fall squarely on the shoulders of the elected school board and its 10th member, the superintendent of schools, who is a non-voting member of the board. With the ongoing support of a full-time chief recovery officer appointed by the acting secretary of education and a part-time consultant to provide technical assistance and support, the district is well positioned to continue making strides during the 5-year monitoring phase that begins on June 18th, 2025. In closing, I'd like to thank the Honorable William T. Tully, who could not be with us today, for his support over the past 3.5 years. He is the judge who oversaw the court-appointed receivership. I'd also like to thank the Department of Ed, Dr. Gina Colarasi, Mrs. Julie Hermansis, and all the rest who have been part of it, Samantha Snyder, our legal counsel from PDE, and also from our PFM team. Our senior director, managing partner is Brianna Unegbu. So thank you for being here as well. Your guidance and support has been invaluable to us in this process. It has truly been my honor to serve the Harrisburg City School District as court-appointed receiver over the last 3.5 years. I'm incredibly proud of the team that has been built here, and I wish them all the best as the district enters the monitoring phase under the leadership of our esteemed superintendent, Dr. Henry, who will now provide his remarks. Thank you.
Good morning. This moment marks a significant milestone for not only our school district, but for our Harrisburg community. Since I joined the Harrisburg School District just over 6 months ago, one of my top priorities has been clear: to listen, to learn, to understand. Where we've been, where we are, but most importantly, where we need to go. Today, I can say with confidence, we are moving in the right direction. When you're new, you get a chance to see things with fresh eyes. And since I've been in the district, one of the things I've noticed is the sense of resilience from our community. The staff that deeply cares about our students, and a student that's filled with hopes, promise, and the desire to succeed. Despite the challenges, one thing is clear: the Harrisburg School District is a place with strength, a place of progress, and a place of purpose. And now we are making history. On June 17, 2025, Harrisburg School District will become the first school district in the Commonwealth to exit state receivership. This is not the end of an era, but it is the beginning of a bold new chapter, one filled with opportunity, with local leadership, and with renewed focus on student success. This milestone is the result of hard work and commitment, and countless hours from dedicated staff, community members, and most importantly, our family and our students. Together, we stayed the course. Together, we never gave up. And together, we move forward. While we celebrate this progress, we must not lose sight of the work still ahead of us. We still will continue to build trust, to listen, and to lead with purpose, so that every child who walks into our schools receive the opportunity they deserve to learn, to thrive, to succeed. To the Pennsylvania Department of Education, we thank you for supporting us throughout this journey. But as we enter this monitoring phase, we remain steadfast in implementing our recovery plan with integrity and vision, and to lead our future of Harrisburg School District with brightness as we move forward in brightness. So now I'm going to have the distinct honor to introduce someone that has been a steadfast advocate for our school district and our community. Welcome to the stage, Ms. Senator Patty Kim.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. Good morning, everyone. This is a very good day today. I wanted to thank a number of folks, but Dr. Susky mentioned a lot of them. I am especially proud of Dr. Janet Samuels because I was part of the selection process and I'm really grateful for her work from the very beginning. Would also like to mention Superintendents Dr. John George, Chris Selmer, and Eric Turman, who played a part as well in the beginning process. I want to thank the school board and the former school boards, and I think of James Thompson, who would have loved to seen us get out a receivership today. God bless his soul. We're thinking about him today. But you guys ran a grueling race, knowing that you would have very limited powers, but you ran anyways because of the kids. And I am so grateful for you guys and for being here, and congratulations that you can get to work now with your voting power. Also, I'd like to mention Ms. Kirsten Keys, who's been here from the very beginning, and her team. You've stuck with the kids, you've been to every event, making sure that it's documented and you see the kids and praising the kids and encouraging kids. Thank you for being there from the very beginning. I want to thank the parents. A lot was going on. Yes, can we thank the parents? Who was the superintendent today? Who's the CR today? Who's this? Where are the kids? Which buildings? They were patient and they stuck with us, and the kids continue to thrive. So I got the side eye from Dr. Susky about state budget. I got it. I get it. It's budget month. And Representative Mattson, Representative Davis, and I are committed wholeheartedly to get as many dollars for equitable, adequate funding for the school district of Harrisburg. I know that we all feel the same. Why can't our kids have the same option as kids 10 miles away? Poverty is not a character issue, it is a money issue. Our kids deserve the exact same. Let's say Derry Township or Camp Hill, that's just miles away. Our kids deserve it, and we're going to fight like hell to make sure that we get every dollar so that the classrooms are safe, that they have options, they have languages, they have sports, everything they need to thrive. They deserve it. So Representative Madsen, Representative Davison, and I are going to make sure that this budget, well, we're not that powerful, but the budget's on time, because you guys need to know where you are in the budget and make sure that we get funding. So I just want to thank everyone for being here, for PDE, for treating us like your school district, and that, you know, Dr. Susky and Dr. Samuels, you guys had a very successful career. You didn't have to come back and get into the fray, but you did anyways. And thank you. We have results to show for it. With that, I'd like to bring out my good friend and colleague, Representative Madsen, to the podium.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me today. As I sit in this room, I think back to the 2019 campaign cycle. So I was up for re-election for Harrisburg City Council, and in that cycle, the mayor's not up. So usually, City Council's the hot race. That's the one that people are paying the most attention to. But actually, that cycle, something rare happened. It was the school board that everybody was really paying attention to, and was whether or not state receivership or not, whether or not as a community we should give up local controls over many issues, or whether or not it was better to have the state help us out. So organizers were meeting in church basements and having lots of meetings, and some of the folks that were in those meetings are right here on this stage, but some are not. So I do want to lift up some friends who were part of that. Gerald Welch and Brother Jim Thompson as well. They may not physically be here, but I can't help but picture them in those chairs right there alongside all of these great folks. And with any great progress that happens, it stands on the shoulders of giants. And we lost some true community giants over the years that were part of making this happen. So as we move forward, let's lift up their legacy and continue to do good works. I can't add anything else to what was said about the budget. We are going to eat, sleep, and breathe good, adequate public education funding. I live on the 2300 block of Chestnut Street, so I see the kids every day. They call me the mayor. They're like, Mayor, you going to work? I'm representative. Miss Wanda's the mayor. All right, Mayor. But we have good conversations, and I just want to say these kids deserve the very best. And I really hope the media starts telling some stories about these kids. Harrisburg. And they deserve as every bit of resources that kids in other districts have. So I'm just so excited. I know this is a continuation of work we're going to continue to do. The job is not finished, but look forward to working alongside all of you. And you can't say, oh, the state's in control. Yeah. So we're going to have to roll up our sleeves and work together, but I think we'll get it done. This is a fantastic group of folks. It's the very best Harrisburg has, and look forward to doing it with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time for question and answer.
Dr. Rowe, you mentioned the first to exit receivership. How many have entered? Well, I'll let you answer it first.
Yeah, by statute, we can have 9 schools in any part of the recovery process.
Okay. Have any others entered receivership from financial recovery?
We have had 2, I believe.
Okay. And so they're still, the other 2 are still?
That's correct.
Okay. So I did want to ask you, so completely being released from the financial recovery program, going straight from receivership to that, was there any consideration of some sort of a step down first to financial recovery, sort of the less serious status before exiting?
You know, we actually took a look at every part of this. There's some specific steps that need to be made, some specific issues within the law that need to be satisfied, and this board, this community, all the different people who were named really have stepped up to make a difference. And we felt that the most expedient thing was to return this school district back to local control, like the other schools. We feel that they are ready, that they are strong, and they're ready to stand on their own. Well, stand on their own with us by their side, of course.
I do want to ask,
Well, I know that just in the last school board meeting, I believe there was talk about finances, tax increases, stuff like that. Given sort of the financial situation here, with especially the tax base, with especially the other issues here, I mean, do you feel confident that financially speaking, they're going to be able to move forward and operate like they would have had they not been under?
Right. The simplest answer, and I'll turn this way, the simplest answer is yes. We feel absolutely confident that Harrisburg City School District is ready to stand on its own and is strong enough to weather the storms that are coming ahead. And they are not alone in some of the issues that are coming with ESSER dollars fading away, with our funds not being present anymore. They are perhaps unique in the fact that so much of the property in their school district is tax exempt, but that's something that has been here and that they are well equipped to deal with. There's no reason to keep Harrisburg City School District in receivership any longer for the same issues that other school districts are also facing. They are ready to make this next step.
we got the state's notice of press conference yesterday, and then overnight we got an email about 2:30 in the morning from the district saying that district leaders would not take questions here, which is a little unusual, just because usually the point of a press conference is to confer with the press. Just what is that?
Well, this is actually is a PDE press conference. We're holding it here on site, kind of because it is such a momentous occasion. But it is the PDE's press conference, and we're absolutely happy to answer any questions that you might have.
I'm curious to know, what did the school board members learn from Dr. Susky during this time?
Do we?
I can answer that.
Okay, great.
As I had said in my remarks, the school board has gone through extensive training. They are members of the Pennsylvania School Boards Association. They are required by law to complete certain courses, and if they're reelected, they have to complete additional courses. We also, as part of the recovery plan, brought training in-house for them. So they were trained on what does effective governance look like, what is the difference between governance. Management is the job of the superintendent of schools. Governance is the job of the board. They learned about finance. We had some extensive sessions with Ms. Brianna and the folks from the public financial management team so that they can understand the financial landscape. And the fact that, as Dr. Rose said, not unlike any other district, we're all going to be faced with the same fiscal cliff post-ESSER. So we're all going to be dealing with those same challenges. So what you need to do is to be able to understand your budget, understand your tax base, and understand how do we go about trying to obtain additional revenues. We've been very fortunate over the last few years as part of the recovery plan to get grant funding. We have been very successful with a grant writer that has brought tens of millions of dollars into the district. We need to continue to pursue that. We're also going to have to pursue payments in lieu of taxes. Required among the tax exempt properties, there's an opportunity to pay. You don't have to pay taxes legally, but are you willing to make a contribution to the school district? And we do have nonprofits that do that for us here in the community. Other training that the board has gone through has been involving building a culture of trust, because as for them to operate as a team of 9, another. So, and the training is just beginning, folks. We're going to continue to train this board through the monitoring phase, and I know Dr. Henry has already put together a sequence of monthly trainings for the board to ensure that they know what their role is and can serve their office faithfully and with the fidelity necessary. Thank you.
Dr. Susky, just
Yes.
wondering, there have been a few issues that come up that I know you've had to, be the sole decision maker on it. And I'm wondering, for you, do you feel proud of the fact that the school district will now be able to, take on some of these issues, like William Penn, some of the other things that are going on with the district, that they'll have to say?
I do feel very proud of the fact that we're going to be moving in that direction. And I will honestly say that in this past 3-year cycle of receivership, one of the items that I was very steadfast about was involving the board in discussion. So if you ever tuned into any of our board meetings, I would say, is there any discussion on the motion? And though they had no voting power, because again, that was a trial run for them. Questions of administration. They need to learn how to deliberate. So they've had that training for years. Robert's Rules of Order, because obviously making unilateral decisions looks very different in a public meeting than it does when you have a president running the meeting. But I am very confident that they are poised and prepped and ready to go.
We can take one more question.
Dr. Rowe, if I could just ask you, I know we're here to talk about Harrisburg, of course. There's one other district in our area that's now in financial recovery, Steelton. What does the experience here do in terms of a roadmap for them and others? Just some broad context in terms of their roadmap, just having entered financial recovery.
Yeah, I think the very first thing that comes to mind is they can now look at this process and have a sense of hope. They can understand that when their dedication to the process and our commitment to them come together, that there is actually a way out of receivership. And that is through their hard work and through their collaboration, not just with the Department of Education, but with the larger school community, with PASBO and PSBA and PASA. We're standing together as a school community and a greater school community to assist them in moving forward, any of our schools in receivership.
Dr. Grove, can you talk a little bit more about the specific criteria for exiting receivership? Is it debt load? Is it fund balance? What are the specific financial markers?
I think the best person to talk through those specifics would be Dr. Gina Colarossi, if she is able to speak to that. Can I invite you to the podium?
Sure. Dr. Rowe?
Okay.
Copy of the exit report if you'd like to refer to it. Sure. I was just going to speak in general. Okay. Good morning. So the question is centered around what causes or what by law allows a school district to exit receivership. And so Harrisburg City, years ago, as we all learned, and the criteria at which they entered is actually the criteria at which they exit. So our Act 141 and our Chapter 18. So I won't go very deep into any of the financial law, but our teams review the categories at which they enter, and those are the categories at which we assess their current progress and assess our support. And support is important here, as Dr. Rowe and others have said. This is the beginning. It's a new chapter. And we welcome that new chapter here for our city school, and we're looking forward to the next 5 years.
That the school board members want to take when Dr. Susky is gone.
I believe we're going to do a transition.
A ceremonial signing, so thank you.
Dr. Rowe, before we start the signing, I just want to give one more note of thanks and praise, and that's to the educators in this school district. We were trying to keep within the time limit, so some of those remarks unfortunately got cut. But I will say this. I have never in my 36-year career in public education met a more dedicated team of teachers and support staff and administrators than I have in the Harrisburg City School District. They come to work every day and they show up for our kids. As our superintendent has said so well, our kids are waiting. So we need to roll up our sleeves. There's so much more work to do, but I would be remiss if I didn't personally thank all of the educators who have endured the roller coaster of this over the last 6+ years. And Jody Barksdale, she is the AGA president. Jody and I have had many conversations over the years. So thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate all of you. And now, Dr. Rowe.
Right, so this letter details the exit of the Harrisburg City School District from receivership effective effective June 17th, as she said, at 11:59 p.m. All right.
And I only said that because we have a board meeting that night.
All right, so our first one, we'll pass that to you.
Thank you.
All right. Another copy. And one last one. All right, that's it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
If there are additional media questions, Dr. Colarossi is happy to answer them off to the side.
Thank you.